What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where you know I'm going to always serve you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to everybody entering the chat room. Appreciate your presence. I'm going to try this content too long. What's up, Coach Waylon? Good morning. Thought it was very imperative that I did this particular content this morning because I realized that we are at the state of in an emergency, that Black women, we are at the state of an emergency. And it's very unfortunate that it's too many of us that are becoming allergic to the word accountability. Yes, I said it. So a lot of us as Black women, we're becoming allergic to the word accountability. The reason I decided to go into this particular content, there was a young man that came in on my Facebook page. He came in live this morning and he made a very, very significant point that a lot of us as Black women, we're throwing around the word deadbeat fathers. We're passing our word around like it's hot sauce at a Black cookout. And it's too many of us that are using this word too loosely, calling Black men or calling the fathers of our children deadbeats. We hear that phrase all of the time. He's a deadbeat. He's a loser. He's not a real father. We're always talking reckless about the men who we choose to produce our seeds from. And I found it very astonishing that so many women can use that word so loosely. He's a deadbeat. And the first thing that comes to my mind, when I hear a woman use these two words, deadbeat, the first thing that comes to my mind is, what made you choose him? Why did you choose him? If he is a deadbeat, what would make you choose producing a child from a deadbeat? And I realized that deadbeat is one of those words that are basically used to compensate for the poor choices or lack of a choice that the mother, the woman has made. Basically, that is what deadbeat. Deadbeat is just another way of saying, I messed up. I didn't make the right choice. I didn't choose wisely. So therefore, I'm going to label him as a deadbeat. And I strongly believe the reason this word came about because there are a lot of women that are choosing to have children spitefully. And when these children are produced and brought here into the world, and the results does not play out the way they had designed in mind, because let's face it, some of these women choose to have children spitefully. They know the situation for what it is, but yet we as women, we as Black women, we will take a chance and play Russian roulette by not using any protection, by not getting on any birth control. We will play Russian roulette with our future. And then when a child gets here and we realize how overwhelming it is, thinking we're going to have the advantage to trap this dude, or we're going to get an excessive amount of child support, You know, we'll be able to get all of these benefits. We have everything planned in mind of how we believe we're going to benefit from the situation, to only find out that it actually backfires. You know, I strongly believe that if a man and a woman has not sat down as an adults and agreed to partake in producing a child together, if you both did not sit there and verbally and physically agree that, okay, if we decide to become intimate with each other and a child is produced um out of this, that we're going to be together, we're going to hang in there for the long haul. If it wasn't already, if it wasn't already agreed upon, both individuals, and you as the woman decide to have that child, even though he may have uh agreed to not use protection and you have agreed to not use protection, the bottom line is this: unless there was a verbal agreement that this is something we both want to do together, just be prepared that 9 times out of 10 you're going to end up raising that child by yourself. Okay, so even though you both may have not used protection, what's up, Mug? Y'all have not taken the proper precautions. Keep in mind that you are signing up to become a single mother. Now, I hear all the time from Black women, and this is the excuse that I hear. Well, why we don't hold them accountable? Why are we not holding the man accountable? Why, as soon as a woman gets pregnant, it's automatically the woman's fault? The truth of the matter is, it is automatically the woman's fault. And I'm gonna tell you why. Whenever a woman conceives a child, basically, as women, we have the power to decide who we want to produce our seeds with, our children from. We get to choose that. And the problem is, we're not choosing wisely. And when the results come back to haunt us, we automatically want to throw the word deadbeat around. Raising a different issue. Oh yeah, very good. Thanks for that term. That term. Appreciate that. Yeah, I just seeing what it says: the practice of answering a criticism or difficult question by attacking someone with a similar criticism or question directed at them. Very true indeed. Thank you. We as women, at the end of the day, we are the ones who decide who we want to produce our children from. So as a woman, as a child producer, as the individual who creates life, we get to decide who we choose as the father for our children. And the bottom line is, as much as women like to throw that word around, deadbeat, the unfortunate truth of the matter is, we put ourselves in deadbeat situations. We do. We meet these guys, we meet these men, and the majority of women are having children from men who they know don't want them, who they know are not in love with them, who they know are not committed to them. Basically, it was just a fuck session that, you know, both of them consented to, and that's all it was supposed to be. There was no intentions of a child being involved. There was no agreement. There was none of that. A child was produced out of the situation. And when this happens, the first thing I hear a woman says when the child is conceived and after she has had the child and the child is brought into this world, the first thing she says is, the man is a deadbeat. And very rarely will she say what she did to put herself in a deadbeat situation, because sis, you already knew that man was not in love with you like that. You already knew he had a woman or he had a wife. You already knew what you was in for, and yet you still played rush and roulette with your womb. Why do we have so many sisters in the Black community that is playing rush and roulette with their wombs. What's up, Binder? You would jump in the sack with these men raw, knowing there was not a marriage, there was not a relationship, there was not a commitment. This was supposed to be a casual type of sexual encounter, which I really don't agree with the woman doing that in the first place because things happen. But the thing is this, if it was supposed to be that and only that and a child is involved, now you want these men to step all the way up and be these full-time fathers when he really was not your man to begin with. It really is, Binder. I'm sorry, but then you handle your business as a father and you still claim you deadbeat. Oh, absolutely. Some of these women, not and if again, if the content, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. It's always another woman that's quick to get offended or quick to get in her feelings. If it's not relating to you, you don't have to get offended by the content. But if the shoe fits, wear it. A lot of it, the reason why the word deadbeat is tossed around so loosely, and so many women are quick to use that word because again, it's to cover up for their lack of ability. If I can call a man a deadbeat, even if he is being a father, that takes away from me having to admit my faults and my flaws and where I went wrong. Because, like I stated, the truth of the matter is, women, they have the power to decide who they want to have a child from, and they put themselves in these type of predicament. And there's either two ways the situation will play out. Either the man will take accountability, even though she was the one that intentionally neglected her womb as the woman. She will basically want to hope make him hold up his part as far as being accountable. And in some cases, some men will step up, and they will do their part as a father, even though she bamboozled him into having that child. She trapped him or manipulated him or lied to him and told him she was on something, or whatever the case is. Some men have been known to step up and do their part. All right. And even in cases like that, if she's not getting exactly what she wants, it's called a deadbeat. She calls him a deadbeat. Then you have other situations in which the man don't want nothing to do with the child because he feels like he's been manipulated into that child being brought here. And even though he should have did his part by using protection, the fact that they both agreed to not use protection and she lied and made it seem like she was on something or using something, that is another issue. And this is where the word deadbeat comes in at. Now, there are several factors as to why many women are throwing the word deadbeat around. I realize the whole key, well, one of the factors to that is some women, in many cases, will use the word deadbeat because the father will have something to do with the child, but not with her. What's up, Miss Sassy Diva? Good morning. Good to see you. You have a lot of women that will use the word deadbeat because even though the man is providing for the child, even though he does take care of the child, the problem is she wants the man to accept her and the child as a package deal. And it's a lot of women who don't know how to separate and understand the fact that a man can have a child from you, but it does not mean he wants to be with you. Especially if you had that child spitefully and you lied and you manipulated the situation. Now, it'd be different if the dude sat there and lied and said, I want you to have my baby because I want us to have a family. Now, if this man sat down and lied to you now that's different. Okay, meaning that he promised you, he assured you, when this child gets here, I'm going to man up. I want us to have this baby together. And he do some, you know, sucker shit, like have the child, allow you to go throughout the whole pregnancy. And once the baby gets here, he bounces on you. Then, yeah, that was some sucker shit, basically. But if you know in your heart, in your mind, you and this man was just screwing, having sex, it wasn't supposed to be nothing else. And it was not no agreement that we want to have this child together. What's up, Huggy? We want to have this family together. If there was not a verbal or mutual agreement, as far as I'm concerned, it's an entrapment. Call it what you want to call it. Say what you want to say. But before y'all pulled your pants down, before you pulled your panties off, unless you both had a verbal understanding that if we decide to do this and there is a child, we are both going to be together, regardless of the outcome, then that's different. But a lot of these chicks is not doing that. They're having random babies, and when these children get here, now they want these men to step up and be fathers, when as the woman you should have protected your womb in the first place from getting knocked up by a man who was not committed to you prior, before the child was conceived. What's up, Spuds? Sup, Spuds? How you doing? As Black women, we are at a state of an emergency. We cannot keep throwing the word around deadbeat. We can't keep passing the word deadbeat fathers around like it's a collection plate in the church. It's too many Black women, and if it does not apply, you don't have to reply. Not all Black women are doing it. So if it's not you, what are you getting in your feelings for? But for those of you who are doing this, y'all are throwing that word deadbeat around because, again, it's called deflecting. I don't want to hold myself accountable by not protecting my womb. I went to bed with this man unprotected. I wasn't on no birth control. I didn't make him wear a condom. I didn't wear a female condom. And now that the child is here, I realize it's too much. I realize it's overwhelming my life. Now I'm miserable with the position that I have put myself in. And the only way I can deal with my misery is by basically saying that it is the man's fault. He's a deadbeat ass father. Whenever I hear a woman use those words, deadbeat, the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, something she did not do to protect herself. Because my thing is, if he is a deadbeat, and this is a simple question for women that go around using this word loosely. If he is a deadbeat, what's up, Poetic Kales? Good morning, love. If he is a deadbeat, why did you get pregnant from him? I have yet to get a woman to answer that question. What's up, Cool Jen? Good morning. Binder, yes, it is. I will never have a child with a man who I've never discussed bringing life into the world. Absolutely, Binder. And I don't understand why more women are not doing it. I did not want any random baby daddies. I made it my business to make sure that if I ever had a child, it would have to be from a man that was in love with me, committed to me, or married to me. I never was the type of woman to believe in producing babies from a one night stand or a relationship just based on sex. If there was a child being conceived, that man had to want me and love me and cherish me. I was not going to let any man produce a seed in my womb unless I knew for a fact this man wanted to be a part of my life for a lifetime. Guys that I dated before I got married, I knew in my mind, I said, there's no way I would get pregnant from half of these clowns. I knew just seeing how they treated me as a boyfriend, the last thing I was going to do was get knocked up by half of these clowns. Because let's face it, the most sorriest ass dudes are fertile as hell. How is it unemployed dudes got sperms that work? I never could get that part. You know what I'm saying? He unemployed, but his sperm ain't. His sperm working full time. And the same thing for females. It's always the most pathetic ass bras that are fertile as hell, breed children like gerbils. I never could understand that, but that's besides the point. I knew just by dating and being in relationships with certain guys, seeing how they treated me as their girlfriend, I'm like, the last thing I'm going to do is set myself up for failure and get knocked up by one of these knuckleheads, by one of these builder bums. I was not about to produce with a builder bum because, as women, we see the signs there. We see the signs. You know you're dealing with a builder bum. You know this dude does not like to work. His sperm likes to work, but he does not like to work. Or he already has several children from several other women out there, and you don't mind being baby mama number 8 or baby mama number 10. Or the man really doesn't want to be with you, but you're so desperate and thirsty, you feel like getting knocked up by this man is going to make him want to be committed to you. It's too many of us as women playing rush and roulette with our wombs and our life. Because once these children get here, that's it. You can't take them back. It's too late for regrets. To protect their bodies, worry about their future, or do that. Absolutely. If you are a woman and you care anything about yourself, women who value themselves are not going to randomly have all type of children from all type of men any and everywhere. Because for one, she knows she has a future that's at stake. Anytime there's a woman who has a real future and really has plans for her life, she's not about to go there. A woman who really cares about her life, cares about her well-being, cares about her future. She has goals she's trying to reach. She has things she's trying to accomplish. She's not about to go there. It's only females who really don't have any goals, don't have any real ambition, don't have any real future plans. These are the type of bras that are going around here getting knocked up by dudes and then wanting to call them deadbeats. Because a woman who has plans with her life, she's not about to go there. When I graduated from high school, a lot of my friends was already mothers. Before we even got our high school diploma. When I was 19 when I 19 when I graduated, close to 19, prior to me graduating. Half of my friends was already mothers before they even got their high school diplomas. But me on the other hand, what's up, Spawn? What's up, Sadia? Good morning, how y'all doing? Me on the other hand, I knew I had plans. I did not want no clown ass dude knocking me up because I knew I had too much stuff I was trying to do. And that's why I tell dudes, only rock with females. If you're going to deal with a woman who has ambition, who has goals. Because the last thing, what's up, Missy B? The last thing she wants to do is get knocked up from a clown ass dude. A real woman is not about to put herself, compromise her womb and her life by getting knocked up from some random. I knew I had plans. I knew I had things I had to do. So any dude that was dealing with me, the last thing I was going to do was put my life at stake or his, because I had other things I had to do. A woman who ain't got shit going for herself, those are the main ones that will get knocked up from you. She's staying with her mama, living in project housing, don't have a job. I mean, females on that type of level, these you know, these builder broads, you know, these low common denominator females, these are the ones that have no problem getting knocked up by any and every man they meet, because that they're using their womb as a source of survival, meaning that the more children they have, that is their that is how they profit. You have some women that produce children for profit, meaning child support, meaning food stamps, meaning housing. You have some women that's what they do for a living, because a lot of them are not smart enough to go get college degrees. They lack ambition. They don't want to work real jobs. You know, they don't want to work a 9 to 5. So it's easier for them to just cock up and lay up with all type of random dudes and keep producing children. It's unfortunate. It's called the typical hood hustle. It's the hood hustle. You know, get knocked up for a paycheck. It's called pregnant for profit. That's what I call it. You have a lot of children that are being produced specifically for profit. A lot of that is going on within the black community amongst black women. And that's why a lot of them are suffering and miserable, because they're producing babies for profit. But anybody who has a child knows. Thanks, Spawn. I appreciate it for the $2 donation. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, the problem is we find out a lot of these babies that are being produced for profit, it's backfiring on a lot of these women. It's backfiring on them when they spitefully produce these booby trap babies. I call them booby trap babies. A booby trap baby is a baby that has been produced, and there was not any mutual or verbal consent amongst the two individuals. Basically, she decided to have that child at home. She did not sit down with this man and ask him any questions before she went in a raw with him. Yeah, and that's very true, Binder. I agree with that. If you and that man was not in a committed relationship, if y'all were not married, if y'all did not mutually agree, we are going to have this child together. Don't forget the thumbs up, y'all, because it's 24 people watching and it's only 8 likes. So, you know, I would be very grateful if y'all at least hit that thumbs up. Thank you very much. If there was not a mutual agreement, it's a booby trap baby. I'm sorry. Okay, I get it. Every child is a blessing, no matter how that child gets here. Yeah, but it's a booby trap baby because it was not an agreement. Y'all did not discuss that this was something y'all both wanted. And again, when women do this and the child gets here, and if they do get the child support, the bottom line is, you know, when you produce children spitefully, and the man really doesn't want any parts of the child, you want to call the man a deadbeat, even though you chose to have this child without him agreeing to it. Now you think because you are pregnant, he's supposed to man up and step up. But why didn't you woman up from the beginning and protect yourself from not getting pregnant? Why is the man supposed to man up after the child is produced? But why didn't you woman up before the child was even produced? That's what I would like to know. Why are we as women, we are throwing these men under the bus and calling them deadbeat ass daddies because we chose to have these children when we knew it was not an agreement? Why didn't you, as the woman, protect yourself from getting knocked up in the first goddamn place? I have yet to have a real woman Black woman be transparent and tell me why she did not take the proper precautions from getting pregnant in the first place. None of them would not answer it. And they're not going to answer it. Because the truth of the matter is, any woman who gets pregnant, it boils down to the fact it's because she wants to be. Any woman that has a child, what's up, Rep? Good morning. Good to see you. Glad you stopped by to holler at me this morning. Yeah, they like it raw. But the problem is, Rep, they don't like the raw truth. They like raw dick, but they don't like raw truth. I have yet to have a sister answer that question. He's a deadbeat father. Now that damage is done and the child has been produced, he's a deadbeat father. But you did not do nothing to protect yourself from getting knocked up from this dude in the first place. And a lot of times you didn't want to get any protection. You didn't want to get on anything. There's no excuse for women. Really, in actuality, there's no excuse for any woman to have to be a single mother with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little ones, because women, we have too many options to not get pregnant. So when I approach a female and I see she has 6, 7 kids, she wanted those 6 or 7 kids. She wanted them. And then when these children get here, they become overwhelmed, stressed out, because it's too many of them to feed. It's too many of them to take care of. And I don't care if you're getting child support or not. It's still very stressful because children are very expensive. And a lot of times, women produce these children out of spite, thinking they're going to get big time child support checks. They only find out they're not going to get that much. They may get $100 a month, if that, depending on the guy's income and depending on how many kids he has besides the one he has with her. A lot of these females don't think about that. Why would you want to get knocked up by a man who got 8, 9 kids? Do you not realize that if you were to file child support, you're going to have to split that money with 8 of his other baby mamas? Do we not think about that? Your child will not be the only one he has to provide for. And if he's only making X amount of dollars a month, you're not going to hardly get anything. It's a lot of females that are very delusional with the way child support works. I remember this one chick, she got knocked up by this dude because he owns his own contracting business and figured she was going to get $800-900 a month, to find out that she's only getting $100 a month. So sometimes when you try to be slick and trap dudes and create these booby trap babies, sometimes it has a way of backfiring. So be careful, ladies, getting knocked up on purpose, because you may not get that big time child support. I don't care if he is making big money and all of that. That don't mean you're going to benefit a whole lot. A lot of women have done this, and it has backfired. Produce some booby trap babies, thinking they're going to get this big time allotment once a month. They only find out they only getting a few pennies. It's about women who don't file child support because they don't want to anger him. He may come back one day 10 years later. Yeah, that's very true, Binder. You have some women, they would not file child support on the hopes of that man, giving in to her and wanting to be with her eventually, only to find out that he still don't want to be with you. And you done sit up here and waited for 10, 15 years, not following no child support, thinking if I just be the good woman and I just be the good baby mom and I don't try to pressure him, I don't try to force him to take care of his child, maybe he'll give in and want to be with me. And to find out he still end up with somebody else. Yeah, some women do that. Some women do that. And you have a select few of women who knew from the start they were out of pocket getting knocked up by certain guys, and guess what? They dealing with it. They're not complaining. They're not bitching. They take whatever the man is willing to give them, and they're just going with the flow. They ain't trying to complicate that man's life. They're not trying to make that man miserable, because she know in her heart she did not do all of what she was supposed to do. But these type of women who think on this level is a rare gem, because the majority of them are not going to take accountability. They're going to automatically blame it on the man and call him the deadbeat. It's a female right now as we speak this morning. There's a female right now getting her back banged out by a build-a-bum right now as we speak. She know this dude don't have no job. She know this dude got several kids from several other women, or she knows this dude is already with the woman and he's not trying to be with her, and she's going to end up pregnant 9 months from now, and she's going to be the main one that's going to cry victim and call him the deadbeat, knowing what the hell she was in for from the very start. She's going to cry victim. It's a woman right now that's laying up with some dude in the raw. No, he's a build-a-bum. And when she ends up 9 months pregnant, she's going to play the victim. She's going to go on social media venting and going off about how all black men or how all men ain't sugar honey iced tea. It's a sister right now doing it, and she's going to play the victim. She's not going to take accountability and say, I knew this dude was a clown. I knew he was a build-a-bum. But his penis platinum game was so fabulous, I went in a raw with him anyway. Or I knew he was already in a relationship with someone, or I knew he really is not in love with me. He doesn't want to commit to me, but when I end up pregnant 9 months, I'm going to play the victim. I'm going to pull down in tears and call him a deadbeat ass dad, even though I knew what chances I was taking when I laid down and before I laid down in the bed with him. And some people just don't know what they're doing, and some do it on purpose. Point taken. Alan says, I think both men and women should be responsible for their actions regardless of the demon. Absolutely. But my problem is I'll hold women more accountable. And I always will. And I don't care who gets mad about it, because women, we have the power to protect our vaginas. Yes, it is both people's responsibility. I'm not letting no man enter into my kingdom without protection. Y'all have women, we have the power with the vajayjay. I am tired of listening to these hood rat possum antics. I don't know how I got pregnant. What the hell you mean you don't know how you got pregnant? What? He just tripped over something and missed and fell and landed in the vagina? What the hell happened? One thing I can't stand, and this is the reason why I really don't have female friends. I can't stand a woman that will not woman up to her fuck ups. I can't stand it. I hate females like that. That's why my friend list is so short. They can't stand me because I interrogate them like we're on the episode of 48 Hours when they come to me and say, I don't know. It just happened. I don't know how I got pregnant from him. Just one thing led to another. And I just don't know how it happened. I don't know why he got me pregnant. I don't understand why he got me pregnant. I didn't want any children. I did not want to be a mother. I don't understand why he got me pregnant. I don't understand why he didn't use anything. I don't understand. Well, pull down buckets of tears. Have y'all ever heard "He Got Me Pregnant"? Poetic. Remember we talked about that on one of my panels, how some of these women will sit up here like they've been raped. He got me pregnant, and I don't know why he got me pregnant. I'm cutting up this morning, y'all. My apologies. Hey, freelance. How you doing, Cyber Hubby? By osmosis. Woo! Yeah, like rabbits. But I don't understand why he got me pregnant. All I did was lay there with my legs open. So what? I wasn't on birth control. It's his fault that I'm pregnant. And now I'm going to make him I have to file child support and make him pay for this child because he got me pregnant and I didn't want to get pregnant. I don't know how I got pregnant. I don't know what happened. It just one thing led to another. I don't know. I had a female tell me that. I had a female tell me that. I had a female tell me she don't know how she got pregnant. Ain't that some bullshit? Suspect said they like trying to get another man to take care. Yeah, they look for layaway daddy subspuds, but that be the men fault. Another man, y'all want to take over and pick up what another man left off. Hey, power to you. I don't know. Y'all brothers got to do some content on that. Well, some of you guys, yeah, there's some guys in the black sector that do address men that are taking over other men's responsibilities. Oh, hell no, freelance. You supposed to have my goddamn breakfast ready. I have yet to get my damn cheesesteak omelet from the Waffle House. I'm gonna have to replace you because you slipping. uh, it's too many women up here playing Russian roulette with their wombs. And you want to sit up here, you don't understand how you got pregnant. I had a female that told me that. I wish I was lying, but I'm not. I had a female that told me that. She was on her fifth child and she was literally in tears. I mean, just pulling down. You won't believe what happened. What's going on? What do you mean? Pouring down in tears, like she wanted to jump off the bridge and kill her damn self. Oh, I know. Mocha, you will not believe what happened to me. I got pregnant again. This is my fifth child, and I don't know how it happened. My life is over. I can't believe I'm pregnant with my fifth child. Oh my God. I'm like, is you serious right now? Pouring down tears. And I'm like, wow, women, we are, what the fuck, what the hell is wrong with our mental psyche? What's up, Clitorius Clarence? How you doing? uh, so yeah, when these sisters really mess up, that's when they really up that crying. They really like put some hot sauce on them tears. My life is ruined. He got me pregnant. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I know Wonderful Watson. It's all good. What's up, Kenneth? Yeah, I'm telling you, �𝐚𝐽. Yeah, you're right, Mickey. Narcissism. That's just what it is. These women will put on the performance and knew good damn well when they got knocked up from this dude, the dude they got knocked up from had no plans or intentions on being with them like that. And yet these women will get in the bed and spread their legs open and let these dudes bust in them like it's nothing. Yeah, what do you want from me? Like Tyrese Jeffrey. Oh my goodness. I know I'm going in. That's why I don't have any female friends. I don't have any female friends. They don't like me because they get mad. I had a friend, she did that. I mean, she already was struggling with the 4 kids she had. And when she had the 5th one, she was pouring down in tears and was looking for me to sympathize. And because I wouldn't, she got upset. She got angry with me. I told her, well, damn, you were struggling with the 3, 4 kids you had. You know, basically, it's a lot of us as women, we keep putting ourselves in deadbeat situations and we look for sympathy, we look for empathy. And as I stated, yeah, the 5th one, yeah, and was pouring down tears. She was crying like she didn't even know how that baby got there. I don't understand some of these women out here. It's already hard with the ones you got. And yet you will turn around and get knocked up again. And when the man doesn't step up or help you, you want to call him a deadbeat after the baby is here. But aren't you the deadbeat? Because, like I stated before, and I'm going to bring this point up again, why are women calling men deadbeats after the child? What's up, Kiki baby? After the child has been, what's up, Kenneth Wright? I don't know if I spoke to you earlier or whatever, but what's up? Welcome. Big up to everybody entering the chat. I have yet to get a woman to answer that question yet. Why do we use the word deadbeat? Why do we call a man a deadbeat when there was not a mutual agreement? Both parties did not agree to having that child. She decided to have that child on her own, even though they both agreed to having unprotected sex, which is not smart on the man's part. Because I think the way these females are and the way they move and operate these days, if I had a penis, I would not go up in any of these broads and not use anything. That's if I had a penis, but I don't have one. But my thing is, if that you and this man had a mutual understanding that y'all was just going to have sex and it was nothing else, but you as the woman, you did not protect your womb, and here it is, you're pregnant. Now you're mad at the man because you want him to step up and be a father when you chose to have this child on your own. Y'all did not sit there and agree to it. Y'all didn't. It was not a mutual agreement at all. But that when as women, when we make these type of choices, and we don't protect our wombs, at the end of the day, I will always hold the woman more accountable because as a woman, we have to protect ourselves. It is not up to the man to say, oh, should I put a condom on? Oh, should I use something? As a woman, you should already be prepared before you get down and get ready. to do the damn thing. You should already come prepared. You should already be like a soldier going for combat in Afghanistan. You should already have your goddamn safety gear before you get into bed with this man. Exactly, Kiki baby. And that's why a lot of these women, they're suffering, but they won't take accountability for it. They will call the man a deadbeat. And she didn't take none of the necessary precautions she should have took being the woman. As the woman, we have to go into these sexual encounters strapped up. There's no excuse for a woman to get pregnant unless she was raped or taken advantage of because she was drunk or something like that. If a woman willingly goes to bed with the man and decides to have sex with the man, and she sleeps with this man and doesn't use any protection, she is signing up to become a single mother. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You lay down with a man single, he wasn't your husband, he wasn't your man, he wasn't in a relationship with you. Guess what? He is not obligated to being with you even after the child has been conceived. That does not change the dynamics. Women are going around here having babies like it's a goddamn sport. And having these babies are nothing to play with. Because these are little human beings that depend on you for everything. It's too many of us as Black women that are putting ourselves in deadbeat situations, and we are lacking accountability. When you knew what it was from the jump, but you're not going to admit that to your girlfriends. You're not going to admit that to people. You're just going to place all the blame on him. When women, we have the power to protect our vaginas. No man can enter your kingdom unless you allow him. Period. So if a woman is pregnant and having children, it's because she wants to be. She wants to be. Because any woman, as I mentioned earlier, for everybody just coming in the chat, any woman who has any real goals and plans with her life, she's not about to let a dude raw dog her and get knocked up and he gets her knocked up. She's not about to go there because she knows she has a future. She values her life. She values her body. She values herself because she got plans. Now, a bum ass broad, a low common denominator broad, she don't give a damn who she get pregnant by because she don't have no plans. She don't have no future. She not trying to be nobody wife. She don't want a family. She don't care. 9 out of 10, these type of broads, they just want a paycheck anyway. And then when it gets hard, a junior gets out of control, then now they want the man to man up. Now, this is another thing with women that put themselves in this situation. Again, I'm not referring to all Black women. If it does not apply, you don't have to reply. But I've seen many cases in which women will produce these booby trap babies out of spite to get a little income once a month. They get the income, they get the check, and as this child gets older, they start having all type of disciplinary problems with the child because the child is acting out and giving them hell because the father really does not connect with them. And in many cases, ladies, the reason why a lot of these men are not connecting with their children because there was no connection with you prior to the child being conceived. Exactly, freelance. If there was not a connection prior to the child, 9 times out of 10, there's not going to be a connection even after the child is produced. And it amazes me how some of these women will let dudes randomly bang their back out who they did not know. You met this guy at the club, you met this guy at a house party, whatever, something went down, wherever you met him at. Y'all decided to go in the raw and not using the protection. You didn't know him. And once you produce the child from him, you want this man to connect with your child when he didn't even have a connection with you? How does that work? And it amazes me how some of these women think a child is automatically supposed to make a man connect. It doesn't work that way. Now, in some cases, you have some men that can separate and say, okay, yeah, I messed up, but it's still my child. I'm going to be there. But at the same token, for men who don't connect, I mean, you kind of you put yourself in a sticky situation because there was not a connection before the child. Y'all was not in a relationship. Y'all did not know each other. So now you think because a child has been produced, he's supposed to become the stand-up type of dude when he didn't even know your ass. It's a lot of women that are having babies from men who they don't even know. They don't know them. Guy met you at the club, bought you a couple of Hennessy and some C-Rock. You let him bang you out somewhere, and you knock up 9 months down the line. You want this dude to just connect? All because, well, that's his child. I agree with that. That is his child. But the problem is, you didn't know him, and he didn't know you. A lot of that is going on within the Black community. I am just getting frustrated with women not owning up to producing these booby trap babies. And you want to get on here, you want to get on social media, you want to get on your Instagram, you want to get on your Facebook account and talk about, oh, you know, my baby daddy ain't sugar honey iced tea. All Black men ain't this, and all, and niggas ain't this and that, whatever. But you chose that. You didn't have to. You chose that. Exactly, freelance. That's what I call them, the booby trap babies, her ploy for paternity pension. But this is the catch-22. At first, initially, it is about the money, but this is what happens in a lot of cases. When these children get out of control, they start having disciplinary problems. They start going through all type of issues with these children. Now they want the father to step up now. Or when it gets too hard and too overwhelming, the child support ain't enough. She wants you to get the child. She wants you to be involved with the child. She wants you to partake in the child's life. Because now she sees, even though I'm getting this money once a month, I'm still stuck with this burden on my own, and I need a break. It's a lot of women who keep producing children, knowing it's hard, knowing it's complicated, and they are quick to say, I need a break. Sis, when you decide to have 5, 6 kids, there is no such thing as a goddamn break. You don't get a break. There is no break. When they get, and I notice in most cases, when they get overwhelmed and stressed out, that is the only time they want the fathers to be able to interact or to step in. Only when the grits hit the fan. When that child is getting out of control, when that child going back and forth to juvenile, or that child is disrespecting her, her son is raising up on her, her daughter is getting totally out of control and disrespectful. Now they want the man to be a father. And because he doesn't want to be the father, because when he wanted to be the father, you wouldn't let him be there, or you created this booby trap baby and you want him to step up. Now you want to call him the deadbeat father. Sadia says, I have a question. So what if a female randomly tells a man she's been dealing with, not seriously, after she breaks it off with him, that she's pregnant? He names the child and is there for birth. Let's see. Try to make sure I can understand your question. So the female randomly tells a man. But she flees from the state and he feels like the child isn't his. Oh wow, that's a sticky situation. Sadia. Hopefully he's not paying child support. Is he paying child support, Sadia? Thanks, Rollo, for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. Rollo in the building. Rollo is the first dude to ever let me on his panel when I started my YouTube channel. Big ups to Rollo, and he's still rocking with me to this day. I think it's what, been 2-3 years now, but yeah, big ups to Rollo, everybody. Let me see. Exactly, Binder. Yeah, okay, so he is paying child support. Okay, yeah, that's sound like she bamboozled him. That's only thing I could recommend for him with that. He gonna have to lawyer up and let the lawyer locate her for him, and through the states they can demand that she do a paternity test. That's about as good as that's gonna get. He was there for the birth and even named the child, but she disappeared out of nowhere. Yep, she bamboozled him. Cause my thing is, if he was willing to be there, and for her to just up and leave, something up. Something up. Either she knew he probably was going to request a DNA test eventually, so she jumped ship. He was up for the birth and even named the child, but she disappeared out. Wow, yeah, that's kind of wow. That's definitely a Lifetime movie episode there. Yeah, he's gonna have to. Yeah, that's his best bet. Yeah, he's gonna have to get somebody to locate her. And then the thing about it is, once they locate her, depending on the state, and he find out that he was not the father of the child, and he's been paying child support, she can reimburse him. The state will require her to reimburse him. So sometimes as women, we got to be careful when we spitefully play games. It could come back to backfire. Yeah, that's what I would recommend for him. Yeah, he's doing the right thing if he's hiring a private investigator. Yeah, for her to do that, yeah, she definitely bamboozled him. Cause that don't even sound right that a woman would want to flee and leave and go to another state and leave and disappear when a man has agreed to be in there and even naming a child. Yeah. She got something up her sleeve. She's probably with the real baby daddy somewhere, for all we know. But yeah, definitely that's about the best he can do, Sadia. But yeah, that's my question. So who's the real deadbeat here? Who's the real deadbeat? You as the woman, you're not protecting your womb. You're not protecting your future. You're not protecting your life. You getting knocked up by any clown who doesn't mind knocking you up. And now your life is screwed up. Your future is screwed up. And I did a video not too long ago on a lot of these single mothers, committing suicide or killing their children. Because the truth of the matter is, it's a lot of women up here having babies that they really don't want. And what's going on, me and my mom talked about this not too long ago. Another reason a lot of these women really don't want their children, a lot of it has to do with the fact that the children, the man who they had their children by does not want them. So therefore, it makes them not want the child. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of these women have babies, not all. If it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. Some of these women have babies because they want to keep the man in their life. They need to give him a reason to stay with her, and she's not confident enough to you know find other ways in making a man see what she has to offer. So she will pull a desperate stunt by getting pregnant. Yeah, exactly, Rollo. Your child's away keeping a man. And that's the problem. It's a lot of women, as Rollo said, that use a child as a way of keeping a man. But this is the problem. What do you do when you have the child, but you still lose the man? And this is the reason why there's been a lot of cases lately in which a lot of Black single moms have been killing themselves or killing their kids because they realize, damn, I done had the baby, but he still don't want me. He's still not in love with me. He still doesn't really want much or nothing to do with my child. We as women, we need to stop playing games with these men because it could come back to backfire. Stop getting knocked up from these dudes that are not your husbands, that are not committed to you, not in a relationship with you. Because guess what? Because he was not obligated to you from the start. Before the child was conceived, what makes you think he's going to feel obligated now that a child has been produced? And that's the problem. In the heat of the moment, people let their hormones overrule their common sense. And this is another thing. Let me tell you, ladies, something else. This is another important thing as women. The reason why we have to be careful who we breed children from. Do y'all not realize that everybody's DNA does not mix together? Just like pigs are not supposed to produce with horses, just like frogs are not supposed to produce with birds. Do y'all not realize that some of us should not be breeding children with certain individuals? Because do you not realize that some people got bad blood, got toxic ass DNA? Do y'all not know that? You could be breeding a child from somebody who comes from a family with mental issues. Exactly, Bonda, and that's a smart choice. And that's what I recommend all women to do, to have protected sex so you don't have to worry about HIV and having to choose to take a life through abortion. Just protect your damn self. It's as simple as that. Most women muscle their vagina, pull those balls to burst inside here, especially Michelle. Yeah, I've heard that, Rollo. I've heard that. But again, do you realize that everybody does not have good DNA? Do you realize that some people's bloodline has mental illnesses, narcissism, bipolar, and when these babies come here with all type of issues, the first thing we want to think is, oh, he bad or she's bad. That child has behavioral issues. When really, that child may have been produced from a family with a lot of mental illnesses and mental issues. Well, let 15 decide that she have a baby with a child with a teenage body. Mr. You said at barely 15, my mother decided that I should have a baby with a child molester. Teenage bodies don't belong to them. That's pretty deep right there. I'm trying to decipher what you're saying, Mr. If you would care to elaborate on that a little bit more for me so I can kind of understand. Um Again, everybody DNA don't mix up. It's a lot of women that are having children from random men and not even realizing that you could be getting pregnant from a dude that comes from a family with a lot of issues. You don't know if child molestation is in his family tree. You don't know if mental illnesses is in his family tree. You don't know if criminals is in his family tree. How many of us have heard the saying, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree? How many of us have heard that? The truth is, a lot of our ways has everything to do with uh the traits or characteristics that have been rooted within our family tree. Same thing for you guys. You don't want to knock up a chick that comes from a family with a lot of women, with the majority of the women in her family have mental issues, of the women in her family are narcissists or schizophrenic. A lot of people don't think about stuff like this when they choose to have sex with people. If people knew how powerful sex was, they wouldn't just be raw dogging and laying with any and everybody. Uh, Lady of Lake Fork says, would you support giving the wife the option of getting to keep the child when the man was married and are both parties paid the child support? Would you support? Let me see. I'm trying to understand your question, Lady of Lake Fork. I apologize. It's been early. I didn't have my coffee yet, so I'm having a short bus moment, y'all, with these questions. Um, yeah, I have to kind of. I need you to elaborate a little bit more on that for me, Lady of Lake Fork, if you don't mind. Um, yeah. Again, everybody does not have. Some black families have issues. um it's very important that you are aware of a person's background before you decide to produce and have a child from them, because again, some people got issues in a family. You don't know, if as a woman you don't know a man's history and you decide to get knocked up by him and have a child from him. You don't know if he got molesters in his family. You don't know if his grandfather was a molester, if the great grandfather was the molester, and then your child starts doing all type of weird things at the age of 10 years old, fondling and filling on little girls and doing all type of inappropriate stuff. You don't understand where it's coming from, because you have produced a child with someone who has a certain type of generational curse in the bloodline. People don't think that deep. Do you not understand that you could be producing or having a child from someone who has a certain type of curse implanted in their family tree? Do you not understand that? That's why certain people don't need to be breeding and having babies with certain people. Because certain people, their DNA is screwed up. They got generational curses in a family tree. Certain bloodlines don't mix, and it don't. Well, like, you come from a very prestigious family, you come from a family that has morals, that has values. Y'all been kind of taught right from wrong. Y'all have a good upbringing, and you, for whatever reason, knock up some chick or get knocked up from some dude that comes from a family that has the total opposite. No morals, no values, no this, no that. Do you not realize that's going to affect that child in some form or another? Because whether we want to face it or not, children are going to have certain character traits from their parents. No doubt, Cornelius, no doubt, no doubt. Um, Again, you don't know who you're really breeding with. Everybody shouldn't be breeding babies. I'll never forget. We had a dog recently. That we had to get rid of, because this dog was basically a stray dog. My husband and my daughter, they are dog lovers. I don't care for dogs. I like dogs, but I don't like the work that comes with taking care of dogs. You got to walk them, you got to feed them, and this and that. But against my better judgment, there was this stray dog roaming the neighborhood, walking the neighborhood all of the time. And I kind of felt, I had a sense of something was up with the dog, because her owners, when they moved, they did not take her with them. And no problem, Kiki. I'll leave it up. So whatever parts you don't catch, it'll still be up. Um, and I remember there was a stray dog roaming the neighborhood, and I found it ironic that her owners, when they moved, they would not take the dog with them, because most people are not going to leave their dogs. When they move, their dogs is like their family. And my daughter, I can't remember if it was her or my husband, the dog kept like lingering around my house. And I knew something was up with her. I said, this dog is trying to be slick. She knows that she don't have a family. So she's lingering constantly around my house, trying to get the attention of the dog we had. I had a dog named Cash, which was a male dog. And she just kept lingering around, trying to get my dog's attention. So what happened was, I can't remember if it was my husband or my daughter, but they took the dog in. All right, they took the female dog in, and I was dead set against it from the beginning. I did not like that dog because I felt like just something wasn't right about her. I had got a funny vibe about this particular dog. I did not want to take her in, but they bucked me on it. It was 2 votes against 1. My husband and my daughter want the dog anyway. I was upset. I did not want that dog in my yard. We already was struggling taking care of the one we had. So I'm looking like, okay, now this another goddamn dog we got to feed, okay? Now, I was dead set against them taking in this dog because, like I tried to explain to my husband, this is a stray dog. You don't know her history. You don't know where she came from. For her owners to leave her, something is up with this female dog. I promise y'all, I was dead set against this dog taking her in the first place. I didn't like her. Just a funny ass vibe I got about this dog. Anyway, they bucked me. I lost that battle. My husband and my daughter want the dog. Okay, so we take the dog in. I keep my dogs outside. So at the time, like I said, we already had a dog. Cash had been with us for like maybe since he was a baby. I think we had him for like 9 years or whatever. And Cash was a very cool, calm, and collective dog. He didn't give us any problems. He wasn't a rambunctious dog. He was getting up in his age a little bit, so he was cool and calm. He was a good dog. He didn't give us any problems. So we took in this female stray, which I knew it was a disaster from the beginning. And what ended up happening was she started drawing all type of attention to my front yard, to where every time she got in heat, all the dogs from the neighborhood, all the male dogs from the neighborhood, I guess they could sense her heat, because dogs got a sense of knowing when a female dog is in heat. So she was drawing all of these male dogs to constantly come around our house. Now, mind you, my dog Cash always been a loner. It's always just been him. So what would happen was it would provoke my dog to bark and get angry and things of that nature, because he wasn't used to all of this drama, and I kept telling my husband, I'm like, we don't, this dog, I'm not, something ain't right with her. I'm not feeling this dog. But anyway, what the dog was doing, she knew how to jump the fence. The damn dog, she was such a hoe dog. She knew how to jump the fence. And what she was doing was, the dog would jump the fence, literally, mating with all of the other dogs in the neighborhood. So this created yeah, a straight hold dog. I did not like that dog, and when I finish with the story, y'all will understand why. But it's the reason I'm telling y'all the story. I know a lot of people are like, what the hell a dog got to do with this topic? But basically, what happened was she was mating with other dogs in the neighborhood, and all of the dogs were smart and knew that she was always in our yard. So 3, 4 in the morning, we would hear these dogs barking outside, barking, and our main dog, Cash, he was, protecting our yard, and he was barking at the dogs, protecting his territory and stuff. So I just kind of remembered this was like a couple of months ago. One of our neighbors was screaming for one of us to come outside. So when I opened the door, the neighbor said, your dog is being attacked by some neighborhood dogs. And I was like, what? And what happened was, when my husband left the house, he missed and left the gate open. So when he left the gate open, what happened was, the whole dog, stray dog, she led Cash outside the fence. And what happened was, she led him to a pack of wolf dogs that basically devoured him. They ended up killing our dog. And, it was very hard to see your dog getting attacked and you're in no position to help that dog. It was 3, 4 dogs attacking my dog, all over this damn stray ass dog that I told my husband them not to take in the first place. She caused our family dog to get killed. Because again, by her mating with all the other dogs in the neighborhood, and now I understand the saying when they say you can't trust bitches, because now I really understand it after this female dog caused our family dog to get killed or whatever. Okay, Rollo, I'll do that. So I say all that to say this, because I know a lot of people are trying to want to know, okay, what does that have to do with anything? What it has to do with, this is why you cannot breed or breed children with other people, because you really don't know what you're taking in. When we took in that female dog, we had all kind of problems, and that's why I tell people you have to be careful who you breed children from, because some of these people, got issues. You could breed with somebody who can come into your life and just basically make your life a living hell. It's men that are miserable because they breeded children with women that they did not realize was psychologically damaged, because I guess the sex was so good, the coochie was so good, you know, they didn't take the time to really evaluate this broad's mental psyche. Um Same thing, you know what I'm saying, with women. Females are producing children from men who have a lot of psychological issues. And they wonder why, when the child is produced and the child is brought into this world, why that child has so many issues. Why the child is always acting out. We want to say, oh, he bad or she bad, or it ain't always bad like you think. Is deeper than just the child has disciplinary issues, but some children are being conceived from families that have psychological issues. That is why you have to be careful with who you breed children from. A lot of people are not going to be honest and share with you the illnesses that are in their families. A lot of people are not going to be honest and transparent and share with you their issues. We took in this dog not realizing the dog had a lot of problems, which is why the owners they left that dog here. And I knew something was wrong with that dog. And that dog ended up bringing us more problems than we were prepared to deal with. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm trying to send you an email now. 7. again, I'm just fed up with the fact that there's so many women around here throwing our word deadbeat around. You want to call and claim these men to be deadbeats, but yet you did not do all of what you could have done to protect yourself from getting knocked up in the first place. Now you want to cry out deadbeat. He's a deadbeat. He don't take care of our children. He ain't no real father. Well, why did you pick him? Did you take the time to get to know them? X says, I just sent you the link, Rollo. Straight hold dog.
I'm here. What's going on, Mocha?
Hey, what's up, Seven? What's up? How's it going?
I'm doing good. How's everything with you?
Yeah, it's all good. I had to do this little content because this guy, came on Facebook this morning, and he made a lot of significant points, about we as women, we are so quick to throw the word deadbeat around, knowing that we already pretty much knew what we was in for, before we decide to conceive and breed children from dudes. But we still do not take the proper precautions to protect our wombs.
Now
So that
let me say this though about the dog analogy that you put up because that's a
yeah.
good one. Now
Mhm.
the dog has been by themselves. Like I tell guys all the time, a woman watches you from afar, just like a dog will watch another dog from afar.
Mhm.
She gets all the attention, but you to yourself, you discipline. So your dog that passed away was disciplined. What we talked about
Yes.
yesterday, discipline.
Yes,
A
true.
disciplined man is a problem to a female who has control over the whole yard. But this one particular dog knew how to take care of himself, and you help him provide him services, of course, but he was on his own. He wasn't stressing you
Right.
out. The
Right.
minute that your daughter and your husband didn't observe, you observe at this appointed time.
Yes.
And what happens is sometimes people don't check certain things. So when you have discipline, you check the whole area, parameters.
Mhm.
And so a woman has to have all. She's not satisfied just with the dogs pumping her different ways. She wanted this dog of yours to have an argument back and forth with these simps that we see today. The simp
Mm. Wow.
sprays himself on this neutered cat who's been neutered to protect her assets, but want to go against the male cat who doesn't want to be to her prey. So that's why the scriptures say, "Give not thy strength to that woman, for she destroyeth kings." A woman could destroy
Mm.
you or help you. I keep saying this to the fellas, but these Negroes and
Mhm.
these men in general, oh, you
Mm.
can't stand that Rollo saying that. I don't believe in scriptures. It's not the point of believing in the scriptures. It's the point. It's the truth.
It's the
So
knowledge.
if
Yeah.
a woman is telling her son Solomon, "Don't give your all, for she destroys kings." That's why civilization is being destroyed because a woman could break down all barriers to destroy you, brothers.
Mhm.
When you discipline, you will be attacked. Be ready for it.
Oh
They're
yes.
gonna attack me. What happened to Lady's dog? Rest in peace.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right. It sounds like the analogy I'm using is corny, but I'm telling you, you're absolutely right because just that one incident with my dog, it made me realize how a person could enter into your life and change the dynamics, especially when you did not know what the hell you was taking in. And I
Right.
knew from the start, I'm like, nah, that's a stray dog. She's used to roaming the streets. I knew she didn't have the word you use, quote unquote, discipline. I knew that dog was lacking discipline. Now, it wasn't like the dog came from an owner that was trained and said, okay, I trained my dog to do this and do that. So we kind of knew it was what we was getting into. This was just a damn random ass dog. It's like taking a homeless person off the street. You get what I'm saying? and you want to take them in your home, feed them and dress them up and all this other stuff. You can't do that because you don't know what the hell you picking up. And yeah, she came in here, she came in the yard and changed all the dynamics. And I felt defeated because it was like 4 dogs attacking him. And there was nothing I could do, to help him. And to just see him laying there lifeless, it took all of the energy out of me to see him getting attacked like that. And the reason why I had a gun where I could have shot the dog or shot the dogs off of him, but the problem was it wasn't on my property, it was across the street. You get what I'm saying? So I knew if I would have killed those dogs for killing my dog, they would have told me I was in the wrong. You know how these Peter people are. You get what I'm saying? And I could have got arrested and still lost my dog in the process, on top of going to jail. You know what I mean? So I really couldn't do nothing about it.
And see, that's another thing. When these laws is not in favor of the citizen, that goes back to the men in charge who allowed the females to see. Listen, this Me Too and all this stuff is not going to help you, ladies. It's going to destroy you because you want to be straight around, do whatever you want. And now you bringing problems not only to the man you with, you bringing problems to the neighborhood. Look at the dog brought problems to Mocha's house. And you guys want to attack me for telling you to be disciplined?
I'm
Come
gonna go
on,
on mute
guys.
for 1 second. Rallo, I'm gonna go on mute for 1 second.
All right. So, guys, I'm not seeing the chat right now, so bear with me. I'll look at the chat later on. But this is serious, because you fellas, man, you got to have discipline dealing with a female. You have to take your time before you bring her to your place. Most guys, they get with a female, they bring her to your place, and all of a sudden you see all your stuff changing. Now the TV you had for a long time, now she want a different TV every 2 months. If you don't get a TV every 2 months, she complains. She wants the cable bill to be higher than what it was. You had a simple phone, now you got to buy 4 phones. So some women don't want the best for you guys when you discipline. So that's what the dog did. She saw that the dog that Mocha had peace, and she destroyed it. So let me see what you guys say in the chat. Let me mute myself.
Okay, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I had a call. Yeah, it's that's why that's why I'm speaking on the situation. It's too many people that are least loosely, breeding children with people and not realizing that the person you breed a child with, that person could change the dynamics of your life. And that's why it's very important, because once you get your life into a certain mode, your life is disciplined, you maintaining, you doing good, you don't have a lot of drama, you paying your bills, you got your little issues, but for the most part, your life is settled. But when you get knocked up or you get knocked up from the wrong dude, or you knock up the wrong chick, it could change the whole dynamics of your life, because some people are just designed to be chaotic. Rep says, Mocha, they were fighting for dominance, the right to mate with that female dog. Yes, they were. But the sad part was about the whole situation. My dog, he was cool, calm, and collective. He never had those issues because it was just only him in the yard. So when my husband allowed that dog, they took in this stray dog and took her in. She drew a lot of chaos, basically, because she constantly stayed in heat. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it was like 3 against 1. So my dog was defeated. They punctured him in his neck, you know, and basically it seemed like they seemed like they was like wolf dogs to me. They looked like wolves, which I knew they wasn't wolves, but they had this type of characteristics of being wolves. You know, the way they attacked them, it just was a terrible experience. And the bad part was I had to witness him die like that. You know what I mean? So that's why you have to be very careful with who you allow into your life, you know.
Exactly, exactly. And guys, it's not to say that you're not to deal with women. What I'm saying is you have to have discipline dealing with a chick, because what happens is if she know you're not observant, she could lure you into some stuff that could get you in a lot of trouble. Most men are locked up because of the woman. 70% of men are in jail because of a woman. 20% is crime, 10% is other stuff. Let me say that again. Y'all
Mm,
can look it up
mm,
yourselves. 70% of men are in jail because of a woman.
mm-hmm,
20% because of
mm-hmm,
murder. 10% of other.
mm-hmm.
And it's getting more worse on social media. You got women locking up dudes on social media right now because they
Mm,
didn't get what they want from the female, didn't get what they want from the male. Yes, it's happening on social
mm-hmm,
media.
mm-hmm. I agree. Now I see this comment in here, Rollo. Let me get back to that comment that this guy just said. Close out the window. Mr. Let me see. Mr. 𝐜𝐚'𝐬 says reckless grown women make horrible decisions for themselves. Their teenage daughters don't get a pass. They wreck and destroy their teenage daughters' lives. They use their teenagers' womb. Well, what do you think about that comment there? That's pretty strong.
Now that's really true. Now some guys deal with women that have children, whether the children is grown or they becoming more close to 18, they might be 15, 16. And so I noticed that most women who have daughters, depending on the upbringing, they'll tell their daughters how to train the young men that they with or dealing with, or older guys, and trap them too. Because there's a lot of mothers and daughters go out partying nowadays,
Mm,
right? And so you won't know the difference because most women in their 40s take care of themselves and they look like they're in their 30s and 20s. Most of the women of color. And so they go with their daughter and trapping men. So let's say the mother couldn't get the dude. She used the daughter to get the dude,
mm,
and they both taking turns on the dude. And then all of a sudden, the husband comes out of nowhere and sprays the house because he's like, "What the hell's going on? I built this place, and you got some random dude up in here. Not only banking you, but banking my seed." Now they all got out. So a woman, if you're not careful, fellas, could bring destruction. That's why when the scriptures say all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, what that basically says is a woman, if you ask a man truthfully what stresses him the most, if he's honest, it's a female. It's not even guys the back and forth with the fellas. A woman could make you so upset that you forgot that you got something to take care of. If you now have a strong mind and you allow her to get into your mind just that little bit, that dude will lose it and do something he was not supposed to do because the woman got him stressed out.
mm-hmm. And I can definitely concur with that comment. It's unfortunate that and I've done a video, I've done content on this about black women not schooling their black daughters. It's a lot of it's unfortunate that it's a lot of young black women within the black community. They're already at a disadvantage because the women that are teaching them, the mothers, women that are supposed to be mentoring them and giving them wisdom and knowledge, it's a lot of what I would consider possums. And I told y'all what I consider to be possums. You have what's called hood rats, and you got what's called possums. And for those who forgot, and just in case to refresh your memory, I told you a hood rat is a female under the age of 30 that partakes in promiscuous behavior. Basically, she's a Jezebel. She's a thought. She's, got that community cooch, whatever you want to call it. At that age, because they're still learning, they're still ignorant, they're still lacking in knowledge, I somewhat give them a pass because I know they're not old enough yet, and maybe they was not educated how to conduct themselves as women. But once you are over the age of 30, you're no longer a hood rat, you are a possum, because basically that hood rat behavior has developed, and it is still manifesting. So the problem we have in the Black community with a lot of Black women is that they are still being raised by these possums. It's a lot of possums that are doing the raising. And what they're doing is, like Mr. Cump mentioned, is that they are using their teenage daughter's wombs. And I see it all the time. You have some of these women, they don't try to teach their daughters to protect their wombs. They let their daughters follow the same exact footsteps. And I don't understand for the life of me why there's not enough of Black women. Y'all see the fuckery that's going on in the Black community. And for the life of me, why are we not getting a hold of our daughters, protecting them, giving them wisdom, giving them knowledge, so they don't end up as another statistic? And I realize the reason for that is because a lot of these possums, they benefit off of their teenage daughters' wombs, meaning that the more kids their daughters have, they can benefit off the food stamps. They could benefit off the Section A. They could benefit off the child support. It's a lot of older Black women, these possums, because I don't consider them women. I consider them possums. Soon as their teenage daughters end up pregnant, the first thing they tell that daughter is to go and apply for food stamps or go and apply for child support. That is the first thing they tell their teenage pregnant daughters. So you're already teaching her that, okay, you can be you're going to be rewarded for making a poor choice. You can get your stamps, you can get your housing, you can get your Section A. And it's too many Black women within the Black community. We are glamorizing the struggle of single motherhood to our Black daughters. We are passing down those same generational curses. Why? Because we want to benefit. I mean, think about it. I know it's plenty of people in this chat room, and Rollo, you may know somebody. You know what? Well, I know you stay in certain neighborhoods where you don't stay in a poverty type of neighborhood, so you might not. But we all know somebody in the Black community who has a household full of grandchildren. Her daughter, her son won't even move out. All of us know that one house in the Black community where there's a possum that has her teenage daughter living with her and 7, 8, 9 grandchildren under one roof. And this boils down to the fact that basically she wants her daughter to live with her because she's going to benefit off of her daughter's womb. Long as her daughter getting stamps, guess what? She's getting stamps. Long as her daughter getting child support, guess what? That child support is helping her with her bills. You have some of these women, they strive for their daughters to fail because they want to be able to benefit off of their daughter's failure. Because guess what? If your daughter goes to college or your daughter makes something of herself, you really can't benefit off of her because she is becoming independent and self-sufficient. And it's sad, but you have a lot of possums in the Black community. They intentionally hold their teenage daughters back because they want to benefit off of them. And I see this all too often. all too often. No, they don't. And then another thing is, what a difference with Mexicans is they don't stay with each other forever. They all pile up under one roof, put groceries in there, all put money in there. Then they will build the next person's house. That way, one family can move out. They keep building houses for each other, so that way they don't have to live off of each other for a lifetime. But
That
we
is correct.
in the Black community, we don't do that. We just stay right there. You know how many people you realize, Rollo, that in the Black community, in the projects, do you realize it'd be like 4 generations? No, at least 3 generations who don't lived in that same apartment.
That's true.
And the projects, like your grandmother and your mama could have lived there when she gave birth to you. Then now you, because grandmama done died, now you and your mama living there in that same project apartment. Now your mother done passed away, but this is the new thing. Now your daughter done had a baby. This is the 3rd generation living in the same project housing. And that's true, Sadia. And there's a lot of, and that's another issue. It's a lot of Black women that got other Black men that are living with them that are not contributing. They have a build-a-bum. What's your intake on that, Seven?
The reason why it's the case to be is because they don't want the guy to leave because of their insecurity, so they don't mind taking care of the dude. They could have been took him out and stay alone for a little bit, which we know that's not to be the case because they have replacements. And so they have these guys there because they want to take care of them. They treat them like a child. Most women of color want a man that they could treat like a child, not a respectable man. A respectable man is a challenge to them. See, when a guy like me or guys in particular that have similarities, I could be with one woman. However, they even know if they mess up this other woman that wants to take their place. See, when you get a woman into that mindset, hey, I've been there. You can't trick me like the way you want to. Your rules won't work. They're going to disappear. That's why they go after the wounded guys, because the wounded guys haven't figured it out yet. They're just like lucky to have that bone and that source to be part of their lives. And what they don't realize, they deteriorating by staying in the house. They allow this woman to take care of him, and she going moping around to the co-workers and having good talks and drinks and laughing about it. I got this guy at home. He don't want to do nothing. He ain't no good. No, you got him in that mindset because you threatened him to not work. He probably got a gig, and she called the gig and found out, hey, he's not good. I have heard stories of women calling dudes jobs and they lost their job because he didn't text her while he was on break. You were saying vice versa with the woman. It's the vice versa with the man too. If you don't call a woman every day, you cheating. How I'm cheating? So you want me to call and speak to you 2 hours, 3 hours on the phone for what? When I could see you in 2, 3 hours, we could do something. Why would I need to be on the phone with you all day? Let them suckers be on the phone with you all day. Let them fill your little void while I'm going out handling business. That's how I look at that situation.
It's sad, but as Black women, not all. If it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. But it's so many of us. We are in a state of an emergency. Um, it's unfortunate that we have reached a new level of desperation, to where they are willing to take these builder bums into their homes. These men don't have to work. And again, it is because of the government. It gives these builder bums a big advantage. You have these women that like to go around and brag about, oh, I'm independent. I don't need no man. I can take care of myself. This, that, and the third. But what they don't realize is these builder bums, they actually like that. They love an independent woman. Oh, good. You got your own car. Good. I can drive your car and burn the gas out and pick you up late from your job. Oh, you got your own place? Oh, that's even better. I can live off of you in your Section 8 housing, off of your apartment. It's, you know, these guys, the American dream for them, to be able to live off of these women and their governmental assistance. So, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, that again, you know, and I know I'm gonna have to get ready to wrap things up in a little while because my daughter has a job interview. But we have to come to the realization of who's the real deadbeat here. You know, as a woman, we're too busy slinging around the word deadbeat. We want to talk about deadbeat dudes, deadbeat fathers, men who are not real men. But my thing is, as Black women, we are putting ourselves in deadbeat situations. You already knew it was just a cut friend thing. There was no intentions. This man didn't want to have a child from you. This man wasn't looking to be stuck in the future with you because you produced a booby trap baby. And it's a lot of booby trap babies that are being produced because there was no love. These children are being produced out of lust. Children are being produced out of greed, out of spite. It's a lot of children that are not being brought into this world for the right reasons, and they wonder why we have so many problems. What's up, Titan TV? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Um, Yeah, I mean, as exactly lady of Lake Fork, benefits do run out. I mean, we don't know how the rules are going to change. We don't know how these presidents. We don't know what they're going to do. We can't depend on anything that's governmental. I never put my trust in anything governmental because government can change at any given moment. And yes, Missy B, that's the problem. Children suffer. It's unfortunate. It's a lot of bastard children because that's what they are. And when you say that, Black women, they skin crawl. A Black woman does not want to be told that she produced a bastard child. She don't want to hear that. But my child is a blessing. It doesn't matter if my baby daddy don't have a job. My child is a blessing. It don't matter that I'm still living with my mama and he living off of me and my mama, but my child is still a blessing. Ladies, your blessing got you stressing. You having all of these children and you're overwhelmed. That's why a lot of y'all be having attitudes. We all know that sister that come to work with an attitude, snapping, a damn ticking time bomb. You know why? Because she stressed the hell out. She got 8, 9 kids and she don't have a break. Exactly, Titan. Exactly. we put all of this baggage on ourselves and we look to be relieved. I can't tell you how many women who got 8, 9 kids who say, I need a break. A break? What you need a damn break? You should have took a break and kept your legs closed for a while. That's the break you should have been doing. That's the break you should have been taking. Produce all these damn children, and then y'all don't want to be bothered with them. And I'm noticing that it's a lot of women that are producing kids that they do not want. They don't want them. 7. Do you think there's a lot of women in the community that are producing kids that they really don't want?
Oh, absolutely. They just look at the children. Most of them look at the children as a check
Oh yeah, of
because
course.
they don't leave anything for them when they get up of age. Like most other quote unquote single moms will leave something for their son or daughter and other ethnicities to an extent, because some of them have a spending habit. Listen, this is what I want to say. The
Mm,
government relies on you ladies to spend because y'all have a bad spending habit. All
mm,
of you do. I mean, even the ones that's young to the ones that's older have a spending habit. I just found out that most Western women spend more than all so-called third world countries.
I believe that.
Out of that $1 trillion, the sisters spend about 1.5 billion annually a year. Can you imagine
I
all
can
you
believe that.
ladies? Can you imagine all you ladies stop supporting businesses that don't want you because they don't want you. They're tired of you. You're seeing it, you're hearing it from the Asians, you're hearing it from other ethnicities. They don't want you, but you still go to their business. You will pass a sister boutique store. You will pass her hair salon because she charged a little bit more. You don't even know the bracket of business. I have a business in New York. My insurance, I ain't going to talk about how much the insurance is, but I pay a lot for 2 months for the valet service. So there's certain things that you don't know that the sister that have a business goes through because there's a different tax bracket for different folks because we don't put our money together. So when you don't put your money together, they're going to charge you more to get certain things than the average person that may come from another country here. So y'all guys will pass a sister, ladies that is, because she looks pretty. Stop playing games with me. Some of you will, if she was a big Oprah, like Cream said, y'all support that fat gigolo Oprah. But if one of Beyonce's friends, Roland Kelly, who's attractive, had a beauty salon, y'all will go past her and go to an Asian, unattractive woman that may pay low price but can't stand you, but don't mind taking your money and giving it to their own people to build houses over you. That's the dysfunction of you ladies. Go with the fellas too, because I'm gonna get on the fellas. You guys will support guys that would not even look out for you if you could come to them. But you will hate on a brother who can help you see, hey, Rob, man, how do you do it, man? How do you get certain ladies to respect you? How do you get people to... Y'all won't ask me that question. What you would ask me is, how can I get up in her skeeters? And I will show you how to get up in her skeeters, and you still will complain about, man, I got up in her skeeters, but she pulled back. Dude, because you're not being on your purpose. Well, I got to be on my purpose for. I want her every day. That's why you don't have her every day. Because you don't want to take care of yourself every day, fellas. And that goes for the sisters too. You want something that you're not ready for.
Exactly. That's why I did this content on. So who's the real deadbeat here? Because I'm tired of women complaining. I'm tired of people who create their own storm and want to get mad because it's, people who create their own rain and want to get mad because it's storm. It's too many of us that are lacking accountability, and accountability is just something that a lot of Black folks are allergic to. We don't want to own our own bullshit. We basically want to place the fingers and blame it on someone else, So, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up in a little while, but that I felt it was imperative that this issue needed to be discussed on who's the real
Another thing I want to say, one more thing.
Go ahead.
The
Yeah, go ahead.
hypocrisy. I see other ethnicity of men. You see, I got my double Latinos, right? Now, I see other ethnicities of men get praise when they have more than one woman. I seen a sister who's dealing with another ethnicity man, and he got more than one female, and she all for it. But I've been getting a lot of slack from most women. You're not supposed to have a pair of women of almost every ethnicity, Rollo. But then I put them in the hot seat. I said, oh, hold on a second. So you okay with other men of other ethnicity have more than one woman? They stay quiet. Crickets. So let me ask you ladies this question. Would you rather a man do some harm to you, Or would you rather the man have multiple women if he could take care of them? That's a lesser problem for you. I'm not saying that I'm against monogamy, but I'd rather have a brother have multiple women if he could take care of them, or they do some type of business together, than him be on the streets harassing you. So which one do you want? So a brother can't have some peace and happiness if he chooses to? Or do you want him to be destructive, like these destructive, hotel, no talent, seated Negroes who you know have multiple women, aka polite in them, but y'all support that, but you won't support brothers that keep it 100 and women that keeps it 100? That's why the community is destroyed. That's my final take.
I totally agree, Rollo, and I definitely appreciate you for coming on here and sharing that knowledge. You definitely brought up some very valuable points. And again, you know, as Black women, we definitely need to stop with the Oscar performances, wanting to
Mocha,
make
I want to say
ourselves.
something to the ladies in the chat. Yes, the ladies know each other. The women you see in the picture, they know each other. All my ladies know who I deal with. Mocha, can you tell them that, please?
Oh, absolutely. One thing about Rollo, Rollo don't hide nothing. You gonna know right up front what you're dealing with. Rollo is not a salesman. He don't tell you what you want to hear. He's gonna make it be very clear up front. Hey, I'm gonna do my thing with everybody. Take it or leave it. So that I could assure you. Absolutely. So he don't run game. He tell it like it is, and it's just up to the women if they're going to play the game. So I would give Rollo that. He let you know right up front. So absolutely. But yeah, these females, stop putting yourselves in deadbeat ass situations, and then you want to play the victim. I don't know why he did this to me. I don't know why he won't take care of this child. He know I already got 5 kids and I'm not getting no child support from none of my baby daddies. You know I'm already living with my mama and I can't even move out my mama house and get my own place. He already know I'm going through and I'm stressed out. I don't even want the 5 kids that I got, but I still let him get me pregnant anyway. I don't know why my life is ruined. I don't know why I'm going through all of this. I didn't ask for this in my life. I need a break. I'm tired of these children. These children are stressing me out. I want to go to the club with my friends. I need to get out this house. I'm stressed out. I'm tired of waking up every day to 5-6 miles I got to feed. I'm stressed out. I need a break. I don't want to hear this buffoonery. It's old. It's tiresome.
I want to answer the ladies the questions in the chat. I have Caribbean ladies. The ladies you see on the picture, they from Ecuador. I also have Afro-Colombians, and I'm talking to 2 Afro-Brazilian chicks. So yes, I have Latino Afros, and I have Caribbean ladies. My main lady is Caribbean. She's number 1. And then it's the other ones is under her. She knows about all the other women and they know about each other. Okay? I don't hide nothing because I don't care what women think. I do what I love to do. If I'm not harming nobody, disrespecting nobody, and they're okay with it, I don't force them. But I let them know out of respect. Hey, I like to have multiple women. What kind of man in this day of time, this is what I want to say to the hypocrisy of most men. That's why they have an issue with me, because I call them out on their bluff. They get mad at me for promoting the international thing. However, they go international too. So if I want to have international women, I love having international women. If I decide to listen, you American ladies, I could get y'all double up too. Before I got into international, I had most sisters, they knew about each other. Okay, here in New York. One state, 1 block from each other. I worked for Domino's Pizza back in 2005. I had over 100 sisters' numbers within 3 days. Mocha, 100. And I got caught with one saying the wrong name, and she got tight and told the other women. But out of the 100, I sling about 10 of them. It's to the point, guys, you don't have to lie to these women. And what you fellas gonna find out, most women, they find that a little bit more easier to deal with you if you have multiple women because you ain't gonna stress her out, huh? You ain't gonna be blowing her phone up every day. Stop blowing up these women's phones every day. Some of you guys in this one-tier relationship, huh? You're calling, checking up on every 10, 15 minutes, calling Celia, I forget her name, Asia in the chat. Y'all calling that chocolate sister every 10, 15 minutes because you ain't got other things to do on your purpose, huh? You scared to go and do the things you love to do? But some of these women got multiple men. Some, please.
They already got them.
Let me be.
Not only they got multiple men, hell, they got multiple baby daddies. They get multiple child support checks hitting hitting their allotment. So, so yeah, I mean, I'm glad we had this particular content. I know I went in pretty strong today, but I can't be the bakery here. I can't sugarcoat. It's time that we start being real.
If you ladies want to get at me, I'm gonna put my Gmail. I don't mind talking with you ladies. If you want to come on my platform, I have Mocha, Poetic Health. Mocha will tell you I have fun with you ladies. But I let you know. I let y'all come on. We can have a good time. But I tell it like it is. So Asia and all you ladies, if you want to come on to the Rollo Show channel, I'm gonna put my link in the respect to Mocha, if you don't mind. I'll put my link in the chat. And you guys come on over there. I have a show today.
Okay, by the way, big ups to Samuel Mays who cashed at me $20 for the truth. Ah, thank you. I so appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the $20 cash app, Mr. Samuel Mays. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But yeah, y'all, it's been real. Ladies, we're gonna have to do better. Stop calling these men deadbeats when you are putting yourself in deadbeat ass situations. For all who have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button before you leave. Big ups to everybody who hung out with me and Rollo during this whole live chat. The live chat was lit. Everybody brought positive energy. Everybody was, putting in their input. I think it was awesome. I wish that YouTube would have it like this, where more black men and black women could kick more wisdom and knowledge without degrading or bashing one another, but basically kicking knowledge and wisdom that's going to be effective for the black community. Also, for all of my ladies, before I get ready to jet, I have my Toxic Baby Mama Drama webinar this Friday, 7 o'clock, for all women who are in relationships with men that have toxic ass baby mamas. You're thinking about leaving your relationship. You're thinking about leaving your marriage. You're getting overwhelmed with the toxic baby mama. Do not throw in the towel. I have a webinar course. I have a PhD in toxic baby mamas degree. I specialize in advising and guiding women that are in marriages or relationships with men that have toxic baby mamas. So if you're looking for solutions, if you're looking for help, it is $25 per person. The reason why I am charging, because I am working on my book. I need the proceeds to go to my book. Okay, so for any of my women, you wives, you fiancés, you're in a relationship with a man who you love, but he got a toxic ass baby mama. I have all the knowledge and the wisdom you need to be able to deal with the toxic baby mama. So if you're interested, email me at Cafe de Paris 79. That should be in the box, my email. Just let me know you want to join the webinar, and I will be going live. So it'll only be 8 or 9 women that's going to be in the webinar. That way, whatever issues you're going through with the toxic baby mama, I can help each and every one of you individually. Also, I have a separate webinar for the men as well that is dealing with toxic baby mama drama. Also, y'all webinar will be ready by next month. So I got a separate course for men as well that are dealing with toxic baby mamas. So Trust me, I'm going to take care of everybody, so we all going to be good. So anyway, y'all, it has been awesome. Again, this is your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth and break you off with a slice of
You
knowledge.
ladies, behave yourselves. Wear some nice skirts if you want to see me in a good way. I love women in skirts, and we can have a good time. And I could get you ladies in top notch, good shape for the guys that you want to see value in. All right. Let me get off before I
Absolutely.
get in trouble, because they're gonna be looking for me, Mocha.
See, I see Rollo trying to sneak some American pie. I'm seeing that. You peep that, Kels. I told you, Rollo trying to cross over and sneak and get a little
No.
slice of the American pie. But it's been real, y'all. We love y'all. And again, Rollo, appreciate you for rocking out with me on the show today. Y'all have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Later. Big peace, everybody.